guys, welcome to Betrayal of the Body. Nikita here, and we're going to be talking about how my body betrayed me. I may look young and healthy to you, but I'm not. My story, my medical journey begins in 2008 when I was diagnosed with uterine cancer. I was 23 years old, had been pretty much a party girl at the time, and my doctor told me that I had stage 3 uterine cancer, and we began treatment for that. 13 surgeries later and 8 months worth of chemo, I finally found a cancer-free diagnosis. But my journey wasn't over at that point. In January 2010, after one of the many surgeries that I had, this is still during the cancer battle, they found endometriosis. And so we began treatment for that. In May 2010, suddenly my kidney ruptured while I was cleaning my house. That was due to a complication in one of the surgeries prior. No one's quite sure which surgery they fucked up in, but they did, and my kidney ruptured. We'll get into that in a further video on why and how that happened. But it did. I had a nephrostomy bag for about 6 months, which is basically a kidney bag. It came directly out of my back. And then in July 2010, I began having seizures. And to this day, they have been unable to diagnose these seizures or be able to treat them in any way, and they've only gotten worse over the years. Then in October 2010, I found what was his title? He was a urogynecologist. Correct me if I'm wrong, viewers. But he was a urologist that specialized in women, pretty much. And he was able to do reconstructive surgery to my bladder, save my kidney that ruptured, and I'm good to go, with a little bit of quirks. And then they kind of just told me, you're good to go, and said I was all better, even though the seizures hadn't stopped and I was still having a ton of pain. While I was going through chemo, you can imagine I was pretty miserable. I was in a lot of pain, had lots of symptoms. When chemo ended, not many of these symptoms went away. And they told me at first that it would take time for the chemicals to be completely flushed out of my system, for my body to recover, that was normal for me to be experiencing these body aches and experiencing the nausea, experiencing GI issues. They told me it was all normal, that it would slowly get better over time and go away. And then over the years, I mean, nothing was getting better. It was just getting worse. And I tried telling them maybe, I had a bad reaction to the chemo. Oh, no, that's not possible. That's not what's going on. And the joint pain became really severe. My back pain became really severe. But they kept telling me that it was in my head or that it was normal. Among the many problems to develop over the years, I started throwing up all the time. Well, not all the time. Let's clear that up. I would have periods of time where I would throw up. I couldn't eat anything. And it was getting more intense every time it would happen. In the beginning, it was more like, I just don't have an appetite. I really didn't want to eat. And if I did eat, I would feel super nauseous. Sometimes I would throw it up, sometimes I wouldn't. And then over the years, it just kept getting worse and worse. Like every time I would get these periods, then I was definitely throwing up every time I ate. And then eventually it got to the point where I was just throwing up if I ate or not. I would wake up and it would just vomit over and over and over and over and over and over until I would literally pass out from exhaustion. There was nothing left in my body, and my body was still like stuck in this convulsion of trying to expel something that wasn't even there. And ended up In 2016, after suffering from this for many years, I was diagnosed with cyclical vomiting syndrome, another rare condition. It took me a really long time to get doctors to listen to me. They thought it was all in my head. They thought that I was making it up. They thought that I was addicted to the painkillers they gave me when I had surgery. They thought everything under the sun other than maybe there's something wrong with this girl. In 2016, I was finally able to find a doctor that would listen to me and would just look further. He ended up diagnosing me with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a connective tissue disorder. It's genetic. You can't catch it. It doesn't develop. It's not something that happened because I ate the wrong thing or I didn't exercise enough. It's not because I smoked cigarettes. It's not because I did drugs. It's because I was born. But it is a systemic problem in my body. It causes lots of other issues, including the endometriosis and many, many other problems that we'll get into in future videos. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome causes a lot of pain, and it's a problem that can't be fixed. The more awareness we bring to this disorder, hopefully the closer we get to a cure, so that it can be fixed and we can stop suffering. If you liked this video, please like and share and subscribe. There will be more videos to come. If you're suffering from a disability or some kind of condition that you would like me to cover, please comment below. Let me know what you think. This is my first video, so I'd really like your guys' input. I want to know what you guys think.